Hello and welcome to Homestand NFL. I'm your host, Sarah Said, with Jelani Gooderdreed and Justin Pooney, here to talk about the NFL playoffs. So exciting with all the games that happened. That's how excited I am. Excitement, that's what it was. So let's first talk about the Bills playing the Miami Dolphins. So were the Bills exposed here? They had a huge lead and they blew it. Tell me more. What do you think?
I think the Buffalo Bills did get exposed. Like Josh Allen,
like 17 points.
Yeah, 17 points. He was so reckless with the football, like the turnovers, the overthrowing, and they still don't have a rush game whatsoever, right? Their defense looked up and down. They're kind of shaky against Mike McDaniel. And if Jalen Waddle didn't drop that first,
I know he kept dropping
quarter,
the ball,
right?
man.
He came up big in the fourth quarter, but I think the Bills got exposed. I think the Bills are they're a very talented team. Stephon Diggs had a great first half, right? But they're so prone to mistakes. And we know come playoff time, if you make mistakes,
then you're done.
You're going to get burned. And I think the Bills, it's who they are. They're a heavyweight punching team, but they're susceptible to getting a whole bunch of jabs and body shots, and they can get got like that.
I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt in this case because this is the third time you're playing your divisional rival. So it's a chess match, right? And we'll talk about the Bengals game some point today. But yeah, it's a chess match. These guys know each other, right? And plus, when you're talking about this season, who's played the Bills the toughest? You could argue it's been the Dolphins. Dolphins beat them in Miami, and then we saw what happened in Buffalo. They nearly beat them again, and then we saw Sunday. So I will give a lot of credit to Skylar Thompson. He impressed me, right? I thought that it would be a blowout.
Clock management wasn't very impressive.
Yeah, I'll get to that soon, but I'm impressed with Skylar Thompson, what he did in Buffalo with, one of the better defenses in the league, put points on the board, right? And if you're talking about Buffalo, you talked about the mistakes. You cannot commit so many mistakes, right? If Mike McDaniel and those guys knew how to deal with, these delay of games and, limit that and actually have good clock management, Buffalo could have lost the game, right? And now you're playing Cincinnati. There is no room for error. You cannot be giving, because trust me, if they commit those mistakes, Joe Burrow will convert those into touchdowns, not field goals.
You're giving Joe Burrow extra possessions.
Right, and I want to say McDaniel real quick. He definitely outclassed Sean McDermott on Sunday.
He also hit the vape mid-game,
He did, mid-game. We saw that all over Twitter right now. But yeah, McDaniel, he's going to have a bright future in Miami. I like what Miami has. We'll see what happens with the quarterback spot. But yeah, Buffalo, to me, we've been talking about it all year. They're very good. Like you said, they're very good, right? And I would not be shocked if they win the AFC. I would not be shocked. But there's just something there that leads me to believe that they can get got because they have too many mistakes. They're too prone to making mistakes.
I think the thing with Buffalo that we all can agree on is Josh Allen is a top 5 quarterback, right?
Absolutely.
But when he turns the ball over, and there's some things he does out there, like I was watching the game, like, what are you doing? Like,
there were a lot of errant throws.
Exactly. You're like overthrowing people by way too much. Like, I get it. His running ability is what makes him great, but sometimes he makes unnecessary plays, right? And I think also, why are you getting in a fight with a defensive lineman? Like, you are the Buffalo Bills, man. Just play it safe. If you get hurt, your team goes down the tubes. I get it. You're a competitor. I love that about Josh Allen.
This guy started the fight, walked away.
Yeah, exactly. He let his old line come in. But I think the biggest thing with the Bills, just before you go into the next game, is they can win, but also they have so many mistakes where they can get got and they can lose.
Yeah, and I want to see the running game. We thought a few times Singletary or Cook had some nice runs, but they gotta find a way to make that happen. Okay, because it cannot just be Josh Allen. It can't.
It can't be Josh Allen to Stephon Diggs or Gabe Davis or whatever. You gotta have some running game too.
So we'll see.
Guys, the New York Giants won their first playoff
game
in 11 years.
I know.
And Daniel Jones did that.
He did that.
He did that.
They did that.
They did that. So what did you like that they did, Jelani? Tell me more.
I will be the first one to apologize to New York. Okay, I was just in New York not too long ago.
You better apologize.
A lot of Giants fans were hype about making the playoffs and stuff, but man, I truly believed in the Vikings, right? And I'm somebody that admits when they're wrong. I was wrong about it. And the Giants impressed me. Daniel Jones, he saved his career.
Yeah.
He saved his career on the weekend because remember the narrative. Hey, and the bag is coming. Okay, the bag is coming. I think the Giants keep him at QB. He impressed me. Look at the game. 300 yards. This guy had two touchdowns, 70-plus rushing yards. I was not expecting that, okay? And understanding the Vikings, they're a 13-win team and stuff like that, but Daniel Jones has changed his own narrative now. Now they're playing with house money. No one really expects them to go to Philly and win that game, but you never know. You never know.
Third time they're playing.
Yeah, so I'm impressed with Daniel Jones. Saquon Barkley, finally seeing him in the playoffs. That was a great sight to see. He came to play, 109 total yards, and he got in the end zone twice. So shout out to those guys. But Brian Daboll, I mean, you can't stress this enough. This guy has done. This is one of the best coaching jobs I've ever seen. This is not McAdoo anymore. No more Shermer. Okay, no more Joe Judge. This is a new time for the G-men. It's safe to say that they are back. The Giants are back.
Big
I
Blue's
think
back?
because now what I'm saying is the Giants they have some few areas that they could
Wide receiver.
yeah, work on. Wide out. I think they should get a tight end in there. But I'm impressed with what Daboll has. They are not that talented of a team. Let's just be honest, right? So when you're talking about Coach of the Year, you're looking at another guy like Peterson in Jacksonville. But you can say Jacksonville is way more talented than the Giants.
No, they are. The talent, especially on the offensive.
Yeah,
weapons.
so I'm very impressed with Daboll. You guys made me look silly. The Giants, I apologize to you guys. Yeah, that's all I have to say. They played great.
Who predicted the Giants were gonna
I
win?
predicted the Giants.
Yeah, you got. I was on the Vikings.
I also predicted it as well.
So Justin, tell me your thoughts.
Now, Jelani did a great job explaining why the Giants won, but let's talk about why the Vikings lost.
Vikings, man. Oh my
Kirk
God.
Cousins, what are you doing on 4th and 8?
Check down. Check down.
The season is on the line. You have the best wide receiver in football. Why aren't you doing everything you can to give Justin Jefferson the ball?
I don't get the play.
I didn't get it. I
Because
did
the other
not
thing is,
understand it.
Kevin McConnell should also have all the guys at least get to the sticks.
Exactly.
Right? I think it was an option route.
He threw to Hawkinson was like, and he was like 5-6 yards well short of the first down
and
line.
look, I understand there's the rush coming to Kirk, but come on, you cannot throw a check down to TJ Hawkinson when there's a corner on him, when that corner is covering a
How many
TE.
yards did he cover for that one play?
Pardon? Oh, it's like
He needed like
He-
8
They
yards.
needed- Fourth and
but he
8,
barely
and-
got to the
Oh,
line of
true.
it was
scrimmage.
four. It was 4th and 8. They got like 4 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's unacceptable.
Like he was
It's
well
unacceptable.
short, and I think the Vikings. It's time to move off Kirk Cousins.
I'm done with Kirk Cousins.
I think
I'm officially done.
You
with
got to get rid of him. You got to get rid of Dalvin Cook because Dalvin Cook is not a.
He's not the same guy.
He's not the same guy. The explosiveness and speed
And
is
Thielen's
gone.
not the same guy
Thielen's-
as that he used to
Dang,
be.
so you would always call them frauds.
No,
and...
okay, the other thing is, I'm someone that always has
how
fraud
about-
watch, right?
So one thing I want to ask you guys about.
Yeah.
So remember that there's I think it was the Isaiah Hodges touchdown where left tackle got off to a quick start and then Zadarius Smith just stopped.
I don't know what that was about.
Like, dude, like I
the,
get
the
it.
pass rush is non-existent.
Not that Minnesota's pass rush was anything to
Yeah,
see
yeah.
that, but like when you stop at that, you give Daniel Jones an extra couple seconds to find Isaiah Hodges in the end zone for a touchdown.
I called these
Like,
guys
it doesn't-
fraud watch merchants.
It doesn't make.
And I can't believe I ignored my own prophecy.
Oh.
I said these guys are frauds, and I still bought into Minnesota. They were wearing the all purple and stuff. I'm done with the Minnesota Vikings. This is a franchise that is cursed. This is a franchise that can't get it done when expectations are there. I'm done with Kirk
But
Cousins. I'm done.
but also how Giants was this? They're the road dog in the playoffs. So they grind
This is
over.
what we saw with Eli,
It's
right?
what
All
they
those
saw
years.
with Eli,
And
exactly.
remember, second half, real quick. Second half. How does Justin Jefferson get less than 3 targets? He had 3 targets in the second half.
You're talking to the guy
That
who
is disgusting.
You're talking to the guy who put money on a Justin Jefferson anytime touchdown.
All right, guys, I want to talk to Jelani again, but we're going to have to do this quickly about the other prophecy.
Yes.
Yes.
The game tonight that we have tonight, Monday Night Football, playoff game, huge. We have Tom Brady, Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Dallas Cowboys. It's your guys. We're just going to have you give us a little 30-second spiel about what you think this game's going to be because that's what we have time for, but I really want to know what your thoughts are.
Yeah, well, quick keys to the game. I think for Tampa Bay, what they're going to have to do is force Dak to throw the ball, right? Make sure that the run game's not there. Force Dak to throw the ball. And rhythm has to be there for the Buccaneers. Ryan Jensen is back at center, activated today. That is huge. Massive development. In terms of the Cowboys, they need to ensure that they can run the ball. Pollard and Zeke. If you could do that, they can win this game. And also, when you're talking about the secondary, beat up at CB2. So we'll see what happens with that. But how do you beat Brady? You rush him. You bother him. That's the only way you win. So
You're gonna need Micah and Tank Lawrence to get after him. If they don't,
absolutely.
it's gonna be a long night.
Don't let me down.
We're going to see how he is tomorrow.
Oh, you will see. Win or lose, you will see me.
Either going to see a big smile
Oh,
or
yes.
something else. I don't even know.
Howdy. We ready. Dallas, stand up.
It's going to be a really good game.
North
I'm excited
Texas.
for it. But until then, see you guys later. Thanks for joining us on Homestand NFL.
Go Cowboys.